Welcome back. Today, we're stepping into one of the most fascinating and often misunderstood areas of human connection, the quiet signals of attraction, the unspoken language of desire, the moments that don't come with labels, but come loaded with meaning. If you've ever looked at a woman and wondered, is she feeling it too? Is this just friendly? Or is there something more happening here? You're not alone. Attraction is rarely announced out loud. It unfolds through subtle behaviors, soft glances, shifts in energy, and tiny changes in distance. And today, we're breaking down 5 powerful signs that a woman may be urgently craving intimacy, even if she never says a word about it. These signals aren't always obvious. In fact, many people miss them completely because they don't know what to look for. But once you understand the psychology behind these behaviors, you'll begin to see desire in a whole new way. This isn't about assumptions or pressure. It's about awareness, emotional intelligence, and respecting the quiet language of human connection. So, take a breath, and let's begin. Sign 1. Her body starts moving toward you. One of the strongest indicators of desire is not what she says. It's how close she gets. When a woman begins to crave intimacy, her body will often start closing the physical distance between the two of you. This doesn't usually happen all at once. It happens gradually, almost invisibly. She may lean in closer when you speak, sit slightly nearer than before, angle her body directly toward you, find casual reasons to brush past you. These movements are not random. They are subconscious signals of attraction. The human body is wired to move toward what it wants and away from what it doesn't. When she consistently reduces space, her nervous system is already responding to you. Touch often follows next. A light tap on your arm, a playful nudge on your shoulder, a brief contact on your hand or knee. These touches are rarely accidental. When they happen repeatedly, they serve one purpose: to test the emotional and physical connection. And here's what matters most. If the touch feels playful rather than neutral, and it keeps happening, she's sending a quiet invitation to see how you respond. Sign 2. Her eyes start speaking louder than her words. There's a certain kind of look that doesn't need explanation. It's the look that holds just a little longer than normal, feels warmer than casual, carries a softness mixed with intensity. When a woman maintains eye contact with you beyond what social politeness requires, that's attention. When her gaze lingers with a subtle smile behind it, that's interest. When it slows down and feels charged, that's desire. And there's another detail many people miss. If her eyes meet yours, then briefly drift downward, then return to your eyes again, that scanning motion is often subconscious evaluation. It's awareness mixed with attraction. Eye contact creates a powerful emotional bridge. It builds tension without a single word. It makes the moment feel heavier, quieter, more present. When a woman looks at you like that, she's emotionally engaged. She's not just listening to your words, she's feeling your presence. Sign 3. Her smile changes its meaning. A smile is one of the most universal social expressions, but not all smiles mean the same thing. When a woman smiles simply out of politeness, it's quick and light. It comes and goes easily. But when a smile lingers, when it slows down, when it softens her eyes, when it stays even after the conversation pauses, that's a different kind of smile. That's the smile that holds warmth, the smile that suggests comfort, the smile that quietly invites closeness. And when that smile appears along with steady eye contact, it often signals emotional openness paired with attraction. This is not a friendly courtesy. This is a response to how she feels in your presence. It's subtle, but once you learn to notice it, you'll never confuse it again. Sign 4. The conversation starts shifting into intimate territory. One of the clearest indicators that a woman is thinking about intimacy is a change in the content of the conversation. Sometimes the shift is gentle. She might make playful remarks with a suggestive undertone, Bring up topics related to attraction. Reference past experiences with emotional openness. Ask questions that feel slightly more personal than before. Other times, the shift is masked as humor. Double-meaning jokes, flirty teasing, light innuendo wrapped in laughter. These are not accidental detours. They are emotional probes. She's paying attention to how comfortable you are. Whether you lean into the tension or pull away, if you respond with confidence or hesitation. This phase isn't always about rushing toward intimacy. It's often about testing emotional compatibility. She wants to know, does he meet my energy? Can he hold this tension calmly? Does he understand what's unfolding here? And every word you exchange builds that answer. Sign 5. Her behavior becomes more seductive. When a woman strongly desires intimacy, her behavior often becomes more intentional. This doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it appears as small changes that slowly stack up. You may notice her clothing becomes slightly more revealing than usual. She chooses outfits that highlight her figure. She moves with more awareness of your presence. She uses her eyes and facial expressions more deliberately. Lip movements become more noticeable. Eye contact becomes more intense. Her posture shifts to display openness. One of the strongest cues in this stage is relocation. If she suggests moving to a quieter space, leaving a public environment, continuing the conversation somewhere more private, that's no longer subtle. That's direction. It's an unspoken invitation to take the connection somewhere deeper. At this stage, her body language, proximity, and emotional tone are all aligned. The message becomes clearer, even if no direct words are used. Understanding the difference between interest and intention. Here's an important truth. Not every signal means action is expected. Not every sign means immediate steps must be taken. Sometimes these behaviors reflect curiosity, comfort, emotional warmth, or the simple joy of connection. What matters most is how consistently these signs appear together. One signal alone may mean nothing. But when body closeness, lingering eye contact, warm smiles, personal conversation shifts, and seductive behavior all appear together, the emotional message becomes much harder to misread. Respect is the core of every interpretation. Understanding attraction is not about pressure. It's not about assumptions. It's not about entitlement. Every signal exists inside a shared emotional space that should always feel safe, mutual, and respectful. Attraction grows best when communication is paced naturally, emotional comfort is preserved, boundaries are honored without fear, desire without respect collapses quickly. Desire with mutual understanding deepens. Why people often miss these signs. Many people miss these cues because they focus only on words. But attraction often speaks in distance, silence, tone, timing, and body movement. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It reveals itself quietly. Those who learn to listen with awareness move through relationships with far more confidence and far less confusion. Final reflection. The human body speaks a language older than speech. Before words, before structure, before labels, there was proximity, there was gaze, there was touch. When a woman craves intimacy, her body usually begins speaking long before her mouth does. Your job is never to rush that message. Your job is simply to understand it. Powerful closing attraction isn't something that needs to be chased. It unfolds when awareness meets presence. When you learn how to read the quiet language of desire, you stop guessing. You stop forcing. You stop doubting. You begin to respond instead of react. And that is where real connection begins. If this breakdown helped you see attraction from a deeper psychological angle, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever noticed one of these signs before? How did you respond at the time? Your awareness today may change the way you understand your next connection entirely.